Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, whenever you may be tuning in, and welcome back to another episode of Fight Night Narratives, where we break down, we predict, and we read and review latest and the greatest fights in the upcoming months within our great sport of boxing. And today, well, a few days ago, great fight was announced. After Christian and Mbilli made quick work of Mark Heffron by knocking him out in the first round, in which was, we saw it was a tune-up fight for Sergiy Derevyanchenko, which this is going to be a great fight, guys. Um, but yeah, it was kind of like a Canelo versus Yildirim situation where, I mean, Yildirim, of course, wasn't supposed to be in there with Canelo, but the Billy Joe Saunders fight was announced directly after. Well, this is what happened. On Saturday night, as Christian and Billy was announced to fight Sergey Derevyanchenko. Um, this is a 10-round fight. Um, just a great fight. It's the fight that Derevyanchenko needs in his career. But let's start the breakdown, shall we? Alright, so first let's just go over some resumes. So Christian Mbilli, he's one of the top contenders within the super middleweight division, and I know the box rankings aren't very reliable and don't really tell the full story, but he's ranked number 4. With Munguia and Benavidez above him, and of course then Canelo, Berlanga, Morel, and more behind him. So he's ranked number 4 by BoxRec, and of course we just mentioned he got a win over Mark Heffron, who isn't really the best man within the 168-pound division. He's also fought Rohan Murdoch and Damon Nicholson. Not very big names, but of course Nicholson, he shared the ring with Edgar Berlanga and Demetrius Andrade. So that's something to note. But and Ronald Ellis too. So there's been a few names on Mbilli's resume, but none really stand out too much. And people rate Mbilli very high, and he's one of the top contenders at 168. So this is a great fight for Derevyanchenko in his career right now. Of course, we look on the other side of the story at Derevyanchenko's resume. You might look at his resume at first and say 15-5. This guy isn't very good. This should be a quick demolition job for Mbilli, shouldn't it? Well, when you look deeper into the resume, you see the losses that he's had is to top elite competition on the very top of the division. Just to name them: Danny Jacobs, Gennady Golovkin, Jamal Charlo, Carlos Adames, and then most recently Jaime Munguia. And the thing is, those were all razor thin fights. Those were all very close fights. besides the exception for Charlo, which we'll get to that in a little bit later. But all of those were very close fights. Jacobs was a split decision. But yet he's an experienced veteran who can give Mbilli rounds and give him a real test in the ring, which is what Mbilli needs at this stage of his career to really rise to the top of the 168-pound division. And the thing is, with some of these losses that Sergey's had, you can really dispute whether he's won or lost them. I mean, people say he got robbed against Golovkin. People think that he beat Munguia. So then he went to a split decision against Jacobs. And then a tight majority decision against Carlos Thomas. So, I mean, this guy's been at the top of the division. And he's fought those big names that really are appealing to the eye. And, I mean, they call him the technician for a reason. He's a very good boxer who will try to get on the inside with you. That's what he did in order to have those close fights. Most recently, Munguia kind of got into a war with Derevyanchenko. I'm just trying to think real quick. But Munguia got into a war with Derevyanchenko. Why? Because Munguia got away from the game plan of just boxing, and he started brawling with Derevyanchenko, in which that's what Sergey wants. He wants a war. Wants to get on the inside with you, and he's gonna try to do that. And that's really where Derevyanchenko thrives. But when he lost pretty convincingly to Ramal Charlo, he saw that when you have a sharp jab and you have very good boxing ability, that it really struggles. Derevyanchenko really struggles with that. And I feel like at age 38, if there's somebody as young, 29 years old, as Mbilli, it's going to be kind of tough for Derevyanchenko to keep up with them. And Mbilli can box very well. I think this can probably go either one of two ways. I think this could either be a boxing clinic from Christian Mbilli. You could probably get a mid to wide unanimous decision. Or this fight's going to be an absolute war and a brawl through 10 rounds, in which that tends to favor Derevyanchenko. So, if we get caught in a boxing match, it's going to favor Mbilli. If we go into a brawl, it's going to favor Derevyanchenko. And at age 38, I don't think he's going to be able to keep up with the younger Mbilli, which that leads me to my prediction. And also, just a side note, both of these guys have common opponents in Jan Alexander. Derevyanchenko shut out and stopped Alexander quite easily, and and Mbilli. And Mbilli also did the same. Did Alexander Burnson on one card? It was 99-91. So they both dominated on Alexander. I just quickly found that on Boxer. I just thought I'd share that. As far as my prediction for this fight, kind of already gave my breakdown. And Mbilli box, and gets away from the game plan that Derevyanchenko is going to come at him and get on the inside, which he wants. Derevyanchenko is going to be looking to get on the inside all night, and possibly use the jab to try to feint and get in there. But if Mbilli doesn't get away from the game plan, I think this is going to be. It can either be a clinic or a war. We will see which one. But as far as my prediction, I don't like to give predictions on early previews, but I don't really see mine changing that much. I think that the age is going to play a big factor in this fight, and Christian Mbilli will win a close to wide unanimous decision, ranging from 96 to 94, maybe 99, 91. So, I think that's about it. Let me think if I have any closed statements real fast. I think I've said everything I needed to. But just overall, this is a great fight for Mbilli and his career, for him and his career in this stage. Assuming Mbilli does beat Derevyanchenko, I'd like to see maybe he fights someone like Demetrius Andrade. I think that'd be a nice fight, but that's about it. Yeah. Before we close out, just Derevyanchenko, he fights anybody in any way. So yeah, he's a warrior, man. He fights anyone. I'm a big fan of him, but I don't think he's gonna be able to keep up. But if you want to check out some of my other videos, they should be here as long, and also with the subscribe. So go check those out. I'll probably have a preview and prediction video maybe on Friday for the Saudi card. Great fights on that. Yeah. I've also posted some other videos. If you haven't checked out last weekend's events, Jack Catterall, Josh Taylor's fight, I have a video regarding that. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.